There's rest and digest, and there's fight and flight. Two basic, sympathetic and parasympathetic. Sympathetic is fight and flight, parasympathetic is rest and digest. They're kind of two states, and you fluctuate between the two of them. And guess which one these medications throw you into? Fight and flight. When you're losing weight, you're in the sympathetic, you're gravitating toward the sympathetic arm of that spectrum. And that can increase anxiety. It can make it harder to sleep. You can wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning like, gotta walk the perimeter. So you are not crazy. These medications, and it's kind of a downstream effect more than the medication itself. The other thing is all of these medications, which nobody talks about, increase heart rate. So you've got GLP-1s. I believe that there are GLP-1 receptors in the heart. So it ticks your heart rate up like, I think, 2 to 3 beats per minute, which doesn't sound like much, but it adds. So, and in case you're wondering why I'm talking about heart rate and anxiety, anything that makes your heart beat faster increases your anxiety. Anxiety increases your heart rate, and then your increased heart rate increases your anxiety. It's what we call in medicine a positive feedback loop. And those positive feedback loops are important, because if a bear jumps up in front of you and your heart rate jumps up a little bit and you're scared, and then your heart rate goes up a little bit more, you want your heart rate up as fast as it can possibly go so that you can get away from the bear. It's an evolutionary tactic to increase survival. Who cares if it's hard on your heart, right? Having a healthy heart when you're 70 years old isn't going to do you any good if a bear catches you when you're 26. So you need that burst of energy as fast as you can. That's sympathetic. Adrenaline, and then again, after adrenaline and epinephrine passes, then you get the secondary stress hormone of cortisol, and then cortisol rises, and there's all kinds of downstream negative effects from cortisol. And then cortisol tends to increase anxiety. And I always tell my patients, whenever you're talking about cortisol, you can just take cortisol right out of there and just put the word stress. Stress equals cortisol. The more stressed out you are, I guarantee the higher your cortisol is. And the same things that reduce your stress tend to reduce cortisol. And if you're having anxiety, I always talk, and people don't love it, but I talk about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.